Hey, welcome into sports. I'm Ben Ross. All right, so after last night's Giants game, I saw some chatter on Twitter that young outfielder Elliot Ramos should be an all-star. I thought to myself, come on, he's been great, but he's only played in 27 of 64 games this year. Well, after game 28, I might need to change my opinion. I might need to eat some crow. Still no new contract, no trade either. And now the 49ers season opener is less than 2 weeks away.
Well, Jason, you're right about one thing. The Shark Tank is always a vibe, and it's going to be electric tonight. They were lined up outside hours before the game.
You want to guess how old Celebrini was when Crosby made his NHL debut? Trick question. He wasn't even born yet.
Emotional is an understatement. This was like an atmosphere I've really never seen before at a sporting event.
The Niners injury report continues to look like a CVS receipt. Luckily, most of those affected are questionable, not doubtful. I mean, these guys are competitors. You have to remember, they're friends, obviously, and they're brothers. But these guys, when you're in the NBA and you're a star player, you're as competitive as it gets. And I think both of these guys really wanted to win this game. As we said, Steph showing that emotion down the stretch and reminding everybody that he's still a killer. You know, he's the babyface assassin, as they say. And he showed that once again tonight, Aaron. Well, after starting the season 12-3, the Warriors have lost 3 in a row heading into tonight's game at Phoenix. But good news, Steph Curry back in the lineup after missing Wednesday's game due to knee soreness. Could he help put an end to that losing streak? It certainly didn't start well for the Warriors. First quarter, Suns up 3. Devin Booker from distance. He led all scorers tonight with 28. The Suns would build a 17-point halftime lead. But the Dubs would fight back in the third quarter. Draymond Green's like, hey, you might want to guard me. He says, thank you very much. Cuts the lead to 12. Then it's Andrew Wiggins on the defensive end, poking it free, getting rewarded with the easy 2. He had 18 points on the night. Warriors within 10. Later in the third quarter, Steph going to find himself wide open. You know that's going in. He led the Dubs with 23 points, and the lead is down to single digits. Fourth quarter now, just over 2 minutes left. The lead is 8 for Phoenix. Jonathan Kuminga, the steal in the jam. We got a 2-possession game. But the Suns have a guy named Kevin Durant. Warriors fans probably familiar with his game. That right there is the dagger. Suns hang on 113-105. Warriors lose their 4th straight. Now to the suddenly surging Oakland A's, and check out who's in the house at the Coliseum. That was the bobblehead. There's the real Jose Canseco. Looks like he's selling some tickets to the gun show. Jose threw out the first pitch on his bobblehead day. That had to be a good omen for the A's, right? Well, he's got to be impressed by what Brent Rooker is doing this season. He's been looking like a Bash brother in his own right. That's a 3-run blast, 445 feet. His 22nd homer of the year makes it 3-0. Bottom 4 now, 4-1. With the bases loaded, Lawrence Butler is going to clear them. He has been red hot too. Butler, a 3-run double, gets thrown out trying for third, but no problem. The damage was done at that point. 7-1 Oakland. Butler had 3 hits in the game today, as did Miguel Andujar. He comes through with an RBI single in the 7th, and the A's have now scored 39 runs in their last 3 games. They beat the Angels for the 8th straight time at the Coliseum. 8-2. Well, if you were disappointed that the NBA draft wrapped up last night, fear not. We've got another draft that was going on tonight. The NHL draft from the Sphere in Las Vegas. Look at that setting. The San Jose Sharks had the first overall pick for the first time in franchise history. And with a can't-miss prospect on the board, there was no doubt about who they were taking, although there was a pretty cool twist. Check out who made this selection for them.
Here we go.
Team USA entered this game as a 43.5-point favorite, so this should be no problem, right? Wrong. South Sudan came to play. That's Duke's newest recruit, Kaman Maluach, and he introduced himself on a global stage today. Keep in mind, this guy is 7'2", moving like that. Throws it down to give South Sudan an 18-16 lead. This team was making everything early on. That's Mariel Shayok, one-on-one with Devin Booker, just a ridiculous shot. South Sudan led this game by as many as 16 points. What's going on? But Team USA came storming back in the third. Steph Curry, oh my gosh, that's what Steph does best. Hit that thing from Liverpool. Part of an 18-0 run to give the U.S. the lead. But South Sudan wouldn't go down without a fight. U.S. up 2, not anymore. JT Thor, the corner 3, makes it 100-99 South Sudan. But Team USA has an even better Avenger named LeBron James. He drives past Thor for the go-ahead basket with 8 seconds left. LeBron had 25 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. Last chance for South Sudan. Carlik Jones had a triple-double but couldn't get that one to fall. The putback won't go, and Team USA hangs on barely, 101-100. All right, let's get to our play of the day, and we're going to head back to Colorado. I told you before the break, I have never seen this before. The Giants with 2 runners on. Brett Wisely looked like he had extra bases, but it hit off the bag and then off first base umpire Chris Conroy right to first baseman Michael Toglia. Are you kidding me? What should have been a 2-run double or triple turns into an out. Probably should have known right then and there it wasn't going to be the Giants' night.
Emotional is an understatement. This was like an atmosphere I've really never seen before at a sporting event. It had shades of a funeral. It had shades of a championship game. It was a celebration, but there was sadness. There's anger, obviously. 46,000 plus, almost 47,000 at the Coliseum today, and all sorts of festivities before the game. They had Ricky Henderson, Dave Stewart throwing out the first pitch, a couple of A's legends. Barry Zito, another A's legend, singing the national anthem. He's now had a pretty successful music career as well. And then as far as the game itself, the A's holding on for a 3-2 win over the Texas Rangers. Really important, I think, to the team and for everyone for them to get that win. And then after the game, just all the emotions came out. You know, the team stuck around on the field. Mark Kotze, their manager, came out, grabbed the microphone, talked to the fans. Nobody left early. I mean, we're still, you know, about an hour and a half after the game ended, and fans are still sticking around the Coliseum. You know, the team saluted the fans. Max Schumann was running around with a big athletics flag and planted it behind home plate. All sorts of emotions from the fans and from the players. We caught up with both Brent Rooker and Nick Allen afterwards, and they said that they had those same types of emotions. Take a listen.
I'm definitely emotional, man. I'm definitely emotional.
It's interesting looking at social media after the game. On a national and a local perspective, I think most people agree that part of what makes this so sad and so angering is that it doesn't have to happen. This is something that is John Fisher, the owner's choice. The league has allowed it, the other owners have allowed it, but it's not something that had to happen. There's still a viable fan base here, and if they wanted to stay, I think a lot of fans felt like they should stay and they could have made it happen. And if John Fisher couldn't make it happen, then they think he should sell the team to one of the many local owners who would like to make that happen. Guys, reporting live outside the Coliseum, Ben Ross for KRON 4 Sports.